Have you ever looked up at the night sky and seen a tiny reddish star? That's Mars, our planetary neighbor. For centuries, humans have dreamed of traveling to this mysterious world. Mars is like Earth's dusty, cold cousin. It has mountains taller than any on our planet, and canyons that stretch for thousands of miles. Sending spacecraft to Mars is one of the most exciting adventures we can embark on. It's a journey filled with incredible challenges and breathtaking discoveries. Every time we send a robot or a rover, we learn something new that helps us piece together the story of our solar system and our own place within it. Exploring Mars is so important because it helps us answer some of the biggest questions we have. Was there ever life on another planet? Could humans one day live on a world other than Earth? Mars holds clues that might help us find the answers. Long ago, scientists believe Mars was a much warmer and wetter place, possibly with rivers, lakes, and even oceans, just like Earth. Understanding how it changed from a potentially life-friendly world into the dry, frozen desert it is today is a top priority for scientists. This knowledge not only tells us about the history of Mars, but also helps us better understand planetary climates, including our own. Today, on November 11th, 2025, we are on the brink of another amazing Martian adventure. A new mission called Escapade is getting ready to launch, and it's a very special one. Instead of landing on the surface, this mission will send 2 spacecraft to orbit high above the planet. Their job is to study something we can't see with our eyes but is incredibly important: Mars's atmosphere. The atmosphere is the thin blanket of air that surrounds a planet. Mars has one, but it's very, very thin, about 100 times thinner than Earth's. The Escapade mission is going to be a space detective, trying to figure out how Mars lost its once thicker atmosphere over billions of years. This mission isn't just about looking into the past, it's also about preparing for the future. As we dream of sending the first astronauts to walk on the red planet, we need to understand the environment they will be traveling to. Knowing about Mars's atmosphere and the space weather around it is crucial for keeping our future explorers safe. Escapade will act as a weather forecaster for Mars, gathering information that will help protect future human missions from harmful solar radiation. So, get ready for an epic journey. We're about to follow 2 brave little spacecraft on a grand escapade to unlock the secrets of the red planet. The stars of the Escapade mission are 2 identical spacecraft named Blue and Gold. Aren't those cool names? They were named after the official colors of the University of California, Berkeley, where the mission is led. Imagine 2 machines, each about the size of a washing machine and dryer stacked on top of each other. That's how big Blue and Gold are. They might sound small for a mission to another planet, but they are packed with amazing science tools. These twins were built to work together as a team, which is what makes this mission so unique and powerful for studying the Martian atmosphere. Unlike missions with a single spacecraft, which can only be in one place at one time, Blue and Gold will fly in a special formation. Think of it like playing a game of catch with a friend. If you only have one person, you can only see the ball from one angle. But with 2 people, you can see it from different spots at the same time, giving you a much better understanding of how it moves. Blue and Gold will do something similar. They will orbit Mars together, separated by just a few minutes, which allows them to see how events in space affect the planet's atmosphere almost instantly. These twin explorers are set to launch from Cape Canaveral in Florida, riding into space on a brand new, powerful rocket called New Glenn. This rocket, built by a company called Blue Origin, will give Blue and Gold the big push they need to begin their long journey away from Earth. It's the very first time a NASA mission to another planet will use this particular rocket, making the launch extra exciting for everyone involved. Once they are in space, the 2 spacecraft will separate and begin their incredible looping journey toward their final destination, the mysterious and beautiful red planet. Building Blue and Gold was a remarkable achievement. They were constructed by a company called Rocket Lab, which is famous for its innovative approach to space technology. The team worked incredibly hard to design and assemble these 2 complex machines, ensuring that they were tough enough to survive the harsh environment of deep space and the long trip to Mars. Every part, from their solar panels that collect energy from the sun to the antennas that will send data back to Earth, has been carefully planned. Blue and Gold are ready for their mission to become our eyes and ears in the skies of Mars. Getting to Mars is not as simple as pointing your rocket and blasting off. It takes very careful planning to travel millions of miles through space. The Escapade mission is taking a particularly clever and unusual path to get there. Instead of flying directly toward Mars, Blue and Gold will first take a long, scenic route around the Sun. This special trajectory is like taking a longer, winding road to get to a destination. But it's a path that saves a lot of energy and was designed to make the mission possible, even after some earlier launch plans had to be changed. It's a great example of how scientists and engineers can be creative problem solvers. After launching from Earth, the twin spacecraft won't head for Mars right away. Their first destination is a special spot in space between the Earth and the Sun. This spot, known as a Lagrange point, is a place where the gravity from the Sun and the Earth balance each other out perfectly. This allows a spacecraft to loiter or hang out there for a while without using much fuel. Blue and Gold will travel to this stable point and circle around it for about a year. This part of the journey gives the mission team plenty of time to check all the systems on the spacecraft and make sure everything is working perfectly. After their year-long solar loop, Blue and Gold will do something amazing. They will swing back toward our home planet in 2026 for a cosmic boost. As they fly past Earth, they will use our planet's gravity to get a slingshot effect. This is called a gravity assist, and it's a bit like a skateboarder using a ramp to gain speed. Earth's gravity will pull the spacecraft and fling them forward at a much higher speed, catapulting them onto the right path toward Mars. This clever maneuver saves a huge amount of rocket fuel, which is very important for a low-cost mission, like Escapade. The total travel time for this incredible journey will be about 22 months from launch. Blue and Gold are expected to finally arrive at Mars in September of 2027. Once they get there, their work is still not done. They will spend another 9 months firing their small engines to carefully slow down and settle into the perfect orbit around the planet. It's a slow and steady process, but this patient and roundabout journey is what will enable these two small explorers to begin their important science mission, all thanks to some brilliant orbital mechanics and creative thinking from the mission planners. The main goal for Blue and Gold is to play detective and solve a giant mystery. What happened to Mars's atmosphere? Billions of years ago, scientists are confident that Mars had a much thicker atmosphere, similar to Earth's. This thick blanket of air would have kept the planet warm enough for liquid water to flow on its surface, creating rivers, lakes, and maybe even oceans. But today, Mars is a cold, dry world with very little air. So, where did it all go? The Escapade mission is designed to find out by studying how the atmosphere is escaping into space right now, a process that has been happening for a very long time. The main culprit that scientists suspect is something called the solar wind. The sun doesn't just send out light and heat, it also constantly streams out a flow of tiny, energetic particles. This solar wind blows across the entire solar system. Here on Earth, we are mostly protected from it by our planet's strong magnetic field, which acts like an invisible shield. But Mars lost its global magnetic field a long time ago. Without this shield, the solar wind can crash directly into the upper parts of the Martian atmosphere, knocking particles of air and water away and stripping them out into space, little by little. This is where the teamwork of Blue and Gold becomes so important. By having two spacecraft, scientists can watch this stripping process happen in real time. One spacecraft, flying slightly ahead of the other, can measure the incoming solar wind, the cause. A few minutes later, the second spacecraft can measure what happens to the atmosphere as that same gust of solar wind hits it, the effect. This gives scientists a complete picture of how the sun's energy and particles interact with Mars's air. It's like having two reporters on the scene, giving a full, 360-degree view of the action as it unfolds. During their mission, which is planned to start in June 2028, Blue and Gold will fly in different formations to create a three-dimensional map of the Martian space environment. They will measure how many particles are escaping, where they are escaping from, and how the process changes during different types of space weather, like big solar storms. By understanding how quickly the atmosphere is being lost today, scientists can work backward to figure out how much atmosphere Mars has lost over its entire history. This will finally help us solve the puzzle of how Mars transformed from a potentially habitable world into the barren desert we see today. You might be wondering why we should care so much about the thin air on a planet millions of miles away. Well, understanding Mars's atmospheric history is actually incredibly important, and it teaches us a lot about planets in general, including our own. Studying how Mars lost its atmosphere helps scientists understand what makes a planet habitable, that is, able to support life. By comparing Earth with its thick, protective atmosphere to Mars with its thin and disappearing one, we can learn about the delicate balance of factors that allow life to thrive. It's a cosmic lesson in planetary science. Furthermore, learning about Mars's past climate gives us a window into what can happen to a planet over time. The story of Mars is a story of dramatic climate change on a planetary scale. Figuring out how and why it happened can improve our models for how planetary climates work. This knowledge is not just for understanding other worlds. It helps us refine the tools we use to study and protect Earth's climate. The more we learn about the forces that can change a planet's environment, the better we can appreciate and safeguard the precious conditions that make our own world so special and full of life. Most importantly, as we prepare to send humans to Mars, understanding its atmosphere is a matter of safety. The thin Martian air doesn't offer much protection from the sun's harmful radiation. Astronauts on the surface or in orbit would be exposed to much higher levels of radiation than they are on Earth, or even on the International Space Station. The ESCAPADE mission will study this radiation and the space weather around Mars. This information will be like a weather forecast for future astronauts, warning them of incoming solar storms so they can take shelter and stay safe. This knowledge will also be vital for the technology we send to Mars. Communication signals between Mars and Earth can be disrupted by space weather. Navigation systems for rovers and future human habitats rely on stable conditions. By monitoring the Martian ionosphere, the electrically charged upper layer of the atmosphere, ESCAPADE will help engineers design more robust communication and navigation systems that can withstand the harsh Martian environment. In short, studying Mars's thin air is a critical step in turning our science fiction dreams of living and working on another planet into a safe and achievable reality. To solve the mystery of Mars's missing atmosphere, Blue and Gold are equipped with a special set of science tools, or instruments. Think of these instruments as a detective's toolkit, designed to find and analyze clues in the space around Mars. Each of the twin spacecraft carries an identical set of 3 main instruments. This is very important because it ensures that when Blue and Gold take measurements from 2 different places, they are using the exact same type of equipment, which makes their data perfectly comparable. It's like 2 detectives using the same kind of magnifying glass to look for fingerprints. The first key instrument is an electrostatic analyzer. This tool is designed to catch and identify the tiny particles that are escaping from Mars's atmosphere. It works a bit like a ghost trap for atoms and ions, which are atoms that have an electric charge. As Blue and Gold fly through the upper atmosphere, this instrument will measure how many particles are flying away, what direction they are going, and how much energy they have. This will tell scientists exactly how the solar wind is sandblasting the air off the planet and how quickly this process is happening over different regions of Mars. The second tool in their kit is a magnetometer. As its name suggests, this instrument measures magnetic fields. Mars doesn't have a big global magnetic field like Earth does, but it does have small, patchy areas of magnetism trapped in its crust from its ancient past. These small magnetic fields can create complex and interesting interactions with the solar wind. The magnetometer will map out these magnetic fields in great detail, helping scientists understand how they either protect small pockets of the atmosphere or, in some cases, actually help funnel particles away into space. This will create the most detailed map ever of Mars's magnetic environment. Finally, each spacecraft also carries a set of plasma sensors. Plasma is a super hot, electrically charged gas, and the solar wind is made of it. These sensors will measure the properties of the plasma that surrounds Mars, giving the science team a complete picture of the space weather conditions. Some student-built cameras may also be on board, with the exciting goal of trying to capture images of Martian auroras. Just like the northern lights on Earth, Mars has its own auroras, and seeing them could provide even more clues about how its atmosphere interacts with space. Together, this powerful toolkit will give Blue and Gold everything they need to uncover Mars's secrets. A mission to another planet is a huge undertaking that requires an amazing team of people working together. The ESCAPADE mission is a perfect example of incredible teamwork, bringing together experts from a university, a government agency, and private companies. This collaboration is what makes such a complex and ambitious mission possible. Each partner brings its own unique skills and resources to the table, creating a dream team for space exploration. It shows that when we combine our strengths, we can achieve things that would be impossible to do alone. The leader of the mission is the University of California, Berkeley. This is a very big deal, because it's the first time a university is in charge of a NASA mission to another planet. The main scientist leading the team, called the principal investigator, is Dr. Rob Lillis from UC Berkeley's Space Sciences Laboratory. He and his team came up with the idea for the mission, designed the science instruments, and will be the ones operating the spacecraft and analyzing all the amazing data that Blue and Gold send back to Earth. It's a huge responsibility and a great honor for the university. Of course, the mission wouldn't be possible without NASA, the U.S. space agency. ESCAPADE is part of a special NASA program called SIMPLEX, which stands for Small Innovative Missions for Planetary Exploration. The goal of this program is to find clever ways to do exciting planetary science with smaller, more affordable missions. NASA provides the funding, the money needed to build and launch the spacecraft, and offers its deep expertise in managing complex space projects. NASA's involvement ensures that the mission meets the highest standards for success and safety, guiding the team on its long journey to Mars. The final key players in this dream team are the private space companies that built the hardware. A company called Rocket Lab was responsible for building the two Blue and Gold spacecraft. They used their expertise to construct the probes quickly and efficiently. Another company, Blue Origin, is providing the powerful New Glenn rocket that will carry the mission into space. This kind of partnership between universities, government, and commercial companies is becoming the new way we explore space. It allows for more innovation, faster development, and opens up more opportunities for amazing science. One of the most exciting things about the ESCAPADE mission is not just what it will study, but how it was created. Traditionally, building a spacecraft for a mission to another planet can take many, many years, and cost hundreds of millions, or even billions of dollars. But ESCAPADE is part of a new way of thinking that aims to make space exploration faster and much more affordable. The entire mission has a budget of around $80 million, which is a fraction of the cost of larger Mars missions. This opens the door for more science to be done by more people. The company Rocket Lab built the two spacecraft, Blue and Gold, for about $57 million, and did it in just 3.5 years. This is incredibly fast for an interplanetary mission. They were able to do this by using a different kind of business model than the traditional aerospace industry. Instead of a cost-plus contract, where the company is paid for its costs plus an additional fee, Rocket Lab agreed to a firm fixed-price contract. This means they agreed to build and deliver the spacecraft for a set price, which gives them a strong incentive to be as efficient and innovative as possible to stay on budget. This new approach encourages companies to use modern manufacturing techniques and to find clever solutions to engineering problems. It means that missions can be developed on a shorter timeline, allowing scientists to answer pressing questions more quickly. If this model proves successful with ESCAPADE, it could become a blueprint for many future planetary science missions. It could lead to a whole fleet of small, affordable probes being sent all over the solar system, from Venus to the asteroid belt and beyond. This would dramatically increase the pace of discovery and our understanding of the universe. By proving that important, groundbreaking science can be done without a giant price tag, ESCAPADE is helping to democratize space exploration. It shows that universities and smaller teams can lead their own missions to other worlds. This inspires a new generation of scientists and engineers to dream big, knowing that their ideas for exploring space might not be so far out of reach. The success of Blue and Gold is not just a success for Mars science, but a victory for a smarter, more accessible future of exploring our solar system. It's a big step toward making interplanetary travel more common. As we stand on the cusp of the ESCAPADE launch, we are not just sending two robotic explorers to Mars, we are sending our hopes and our curiosity. This mission represents a vital step forward in our long-held dream of one day sending humans to walk on the red planet. Every piece of data that Blue and Gold collect will be a puzzle piece that helps us build a safer and more complete plan for future human exploration. They are not just studying Mars's history, they are actively shaping our future there by giving us the knowledge we need to become a multi-planetary species. The information ESCAPADE gathers about space weather will be absolutely essential for protecting the first Martian pioneers. Imagine living in a habitat on Mars. You would need to know when a big solar storm is coming so you could make sure all your equipment is protected and all astronauts are safely inside. ESCAPADE will be our first dedicated Martian space weather station, testing our ability to forecast these events. This will allow us to design better spacesuits, more resilient habitats, and more reliable communication systems that can withstand the challenges of the Martian environment, ensuring our astronauts are safe and sound. Beyond the practical applications, missions like Escapade ignite something truly special in all of us, a sense of wonder. They remind us that we live in an incredible universe with so much left to discover. For every young person watching this launch, it is a powerful message that science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM, can take you on the most amazing adventures imaginable. It might inspire a student to study planetary science, an engineer to design a new kind of rocket, or a programmer to write the code that flies the next mission to Jupiter or Saturn. So, as blue and gold begin their long and looping journey toward the red planet, let's cheer them on. They are small spacecraft with a giant job to do. They are our detectives, our weather forecasters, and our scouts, paving the way for the astronauts who will follow in their path. The Escapade mission is more than just a scientific investigation. It is a symbol of human ingenuity, teamwork, and our unyielding drive to explore the unknown. The secrets they uncover from the thin air of Mars will echo for generations, bringing us one giant leap closer to setting foot on another world.